Hello and welcome to the Peacekeeper Project. My name is Ben. Today I'd like to talk about an aspect of communication where I see a lot of conflict arising. Now, have you ever been in a situation or a conversation where you're talking with someone, maybe family member or spouse, someone close to you, and they say something and it upsets you? You get offended and you get frustrated, maybe angry, and you start expressing that emotion and you get into an argument. But then the person who said the thing realizes you've misunderstood them. And they tell you, they say, that's not actually what I meant. What I meant was something else. Now, in a moment like that, can you acknowledge what they actually said, what they actually meant? Can you let go of the emotion and return to the conversation? Maybe even apologize and say, sorry, I thought you meant something else. And then continue in a mature way. Or does your emotion get the best of you? Does it take over and pull you down that line where you continue along this line of how you interpreted it? So the question here is, do we hold people responsible for every way their words could be interpreted rather than how they actually meant it, especially when they express that? Can we let go of how we want to interpret it or how our emotions want us to interpret it, and acknowledge what they actually meant? It's not always easy because we have emotions, and those emotions are sometimes triggered, and we react to the things people say. But the thing is, sometimes those emotions are just bubbling under the surface, maybe these unresolved emotions, looking for an excuse to express themselves. And so when someone says something, and we can interpret it in just the right way, then it gives us an excuse to express those emotions. We can justify venting our emotions on the people. But faced with the truth or the reality of what someone actually said, can we let it go? Now, has that happened to you? But now let's look at it from the other perspective. Maybe you've said something and someone is upset or offended by it, and they get angry. They get upset and they start venting on you. But you express to them that that's not what I meant. I meant this or that. But they don't listen to you. They're so invested in the emotions that are coming up, so taken over by them, they continue down that line of venting their emotion down that argument. Not how you meant it, but how they interpreted it. Has that happened to you? It doesn't feel good, does it? When that's happened to me, it feels like being accused of a crime that I didn't commit. It doesn't feel good. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, firstly, to bring awareness to a common thing that happens in communication. To have this understanding or awareness that misunderstandings do happen. Misunderstandings are a natural part of life. They're going to happen from time to time, but we can learn to navigate them more smoothly and efficiently just by having it in our awareness, especially when we're in family dynamics or close spousal relationships. Sometimes there are unresolved emotions or issues from the past that haven't been resolved either. Things that come up and frustrate us, and that gets added on to conversations. And when we have this opportunity to interpret something a certain way, we might be conditioned that way because it's happened in the past. But that shouldn't pull us away from the fact that what somebody actually means may be different to how we interpret it. So just having this in your awareness can help to bring us closer together, bring you closer together with the people you care about. Now, this is a big part of emotional intelligence. And this is something I talked about in previous videos. What is emotional intelligence? And that's one I talked more about the 4 aspects of emotional intelligence. And in my previous video, I talked about emotional intelligence in communication. And I'm going to leave links for both of those at the end of this video. And I highly recommend that you watch those if you really want to understand this and be able to connect more with the people you care about. All right, now let me know in the comments below, was this video helpful? Did it make sense? What are your experiences with misunderstandings? How have you dealt with them or not dealt with them? Now, if you'd like to know more about how I can help you, then you can find more information at peacekeeperproject.com. All right, I'm going to leave this here for now, but thank you for being here, and I appreciate your presence. Until the next time, quiet your mind and live from your heart.